lovelies. Okay, so it's like really late. Okay, it's like 11:30, but that's late for me. And I wanted to get something out before the week's end. I was going to put out my new series, but the script is still in progress. Like I said in my tweet, if you follow me on Twitter, you'll know that that's my first big world-building series project, and I'm putting a lot of thought and effort into it, so it might take a little longer. I guarantee you it'll be worth it. At least I hope it'll be worth it. Yeah, and I'm planning on like collabing with some people. I've already got a couple people in mind. So yeah, just be patient with me on that. But I wanted to make something to tide you guys over. So I haven't read Shakespeare in a while. So I'm just gonna read some sonnets. I didn't feel like reading a whole freaking play, because when I start reading plays I can't stop, so I figured let's read some sonnets, because those I can stop. Because they're short, and I can pick a number. So two things. One, it's late, so if I'm a little bit less energetic than normal, that's why. And two, if I screw up any words or if I stutter, it's because this isn't scripted. This is just me reading Shakespeare, and I have dyslexia, so if I mess up, allow. Okay. First one. From fairest creatures we desire increase, that thereby beauty's rose might never die. But as the riper should by time decrease, his tender air might bear his memory. That thou, contracted to thine own bright eyes, feedest thy light's flame with self-substantial fuel, making a famine where abundance lies. Thyself thy foe, to thy sweet self too cruel. Thou that art now the world's fresh ornament, and only herald to the gaudy spring, within thine own bud bearest like thy content, and tender churl, or curl, I don't know, makest waste in, I don't even know how to pronounce that word, nagaring? Yeah. Pity the world, or else a glutton be, to eat the world's due by the grave in thee. Also, I don't know if you guys can hear it, this is just, I should have put in number 3, this is bullet point number 3. My window's open because it's hot. Well, okay, it's not hot anymore, it's cool. So my window's open to cool off my room because it's hot, because I live in California. So if you hear frogs, that's why. Frogs or crickets. Okay, now back to your regularly scheduled program. Da-da-da. Okay. When 40 winters shall besiege thy brow, and dig deep trenches in thy beauty's field, thy youth's proud livery, so gazed on now, will be tottered weed of small worth held, then being asked where all thy beauty lies, where all thy treasure of thy lusty days, to say within thine own deep sunken eyes, were all eating shame and thriftless praise, how much more praise derived thy beauty use, if thou couldst answer this fair child of mine, shall sum my count, and make my old excuse, proving his beauty my succession thine, this were to be new made when thou art old, and see thy blood warm when thou feelest cold. Look in thy glass and tell the face thou viewest, now is the time that face should form another, whose fresh repair, if now not renewest, thou dost beguile the world, unless some mother. For where is she so fair, whose unbared womb disdains the tillage of thy husbandry? Excuse me. Or who is he so fond will be the tomb of his self-love to stop posterity? Thou art thy mother's glass, and she in thee calls back to lovely April of her prime. So thou through windows of thine age shalt see, despite of wrinkles, this thy golden time. But if thou live, remembered not to be, die single, me, and thine image dies with thee. Yike. Relate. That was actually a really good one. Sorry, I'm picking which one I want to read next. Those hours with gentle work did frame the lovely gaze where every eye doth dwell, will play the tyrants to the very same, and that unfair which fairly doth excel, for never resting time leads summer on, to hideous winter and confounds him there. Sap checked with frost, and lusty leaves quite gone. Beauty, oh, ensnowed, and bareness everywhere. Then where not summer's distillation left, a liquid prisoner pent in the walls of glass, beauty's effect with beauty were bereft. Nor it, nor no remembrance what it was, but flowers distilled, though they with winter meet, least but their snow, their substance still lives sweet. It's a cool one. I like that one. I don't have any. Oh, that's why there's only one. This book I have. So, fun fact: if you haven't noticed yet, I love Shakespeare, and the book that I have has literally. It's about 2.5 inches thick, maybe 3, and it has all of his plays, all of his works. Literally, it's everything. I mean, this book is just fucking huge. So I'm in the back with the sonnets right now, and it has a little, like, a bookmark, so you can remember where you were at. I don't even know what I was last reading. Let's find out. Coriolanus. Coriolanus is one of my favorites. I saw it performed live with Tom Hiddleston. It was fantastic. Getting off track, we were reading Sonnets. Music to hear, why hearest thou music sadly? Sweets with sweets war, not joy. Joy delights in joy. That's one of my favorite. Joy delights in joy. Shakespeare gave us a lot of gems. Why lovest thou that which thou receivest not gladly, or else receivest with pleasure thine annoy? If the true concord of well-tuned sounds by unions married do offend thine ear, they do but sweetly chide thee who confounds in singleness the parts that thou shouldst spare. Mark how one string, sweet husband to another, strikes each in each by mutual ordering, resembling sire and child and happy mother, who all in one pleasing note do sing, whose speechless song, being many seeming one, sings this to thee, thou single wilt prove none. I should find like a popular one. Here we go. Shakespeare sonnet number 18. Y'all should know this one. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely and more temperate. Rough winds do shake the darling buds of May, and summer's lease hath all too short a date. Sometime too hot the eye and heaven shines, and often is his gold complexion dimmed, and every fair from fair sometime decline, by chance or nature's changing course untrimmed. But thy eternal summer shall not fade, nor lose possession of that thou fair thou owest, nor shall death brag thou wanderest in his shade, when in eternal lines to time thou growest. So long as men can breathe or eyes can see, so long lives this, and this gives life to thee. So, funny story about that particular one. I'm a big fan of Black Butler, and I love looking at Black Butler animations, Black Butler cosplays, art, all that good fun stuff. And I saw a cosplay skit where Grell was trying to make Sebastian fall in love with him with a love potion, and Ciel accidentally drank it, and Ciel fell in love with Sebastian, and the person who was cosplaying Ciel did so good, they were so funny, but they used that sonnet, or at least the last line of that sonnet, and it was like, so long lives this, and this gives life to thee, and when Ciel said, this gives life to thee, he, like, flew out, he, like, pushed his tailcoat out, and then, like, pushed his hips forward. It was hilarious. It was really funny. Like, I love cosplayers. I'm a cosplayer myself, and so it's pretty great. What's another good one? Yeah, 18 is one of those sonnets that just, like, everyone knows. Like, you were taught since birth the shall I compare thee to a summer's day. Not that I mind. My kids will know Shakespeare inside and out. The reason I love Shakespeare so much is because of my mom. Oh, how why thy worth with manners may I sing, when thou art all the better part of me. What can mine own praise to mine own self bring, and what is't but mine own when I praise thee? Even for this let us divide live. Live. And our dear love lose name of single one, that by this separation I may give that due to thee which thou deservest alone. O absence, what a torment wouldst thou prove, were it not thy sour leisure gave sweet leave to entertain the time with thoughts of love, which time and thought so sweetly doth deceive, and that thou teachest how to make one twain, by praising him here who doth hence remain. Ah, here's another one. Number 47. That's another one where... No, I'm not going to lose it. Okay, got it. At least I think this is a more common one. It's common to me, I know it. Betwixt mine eye and heart a league is took, and each doth good turns now unto the other. When that mine eye is famished for a look, or heart in love with signs himself doth smother, with my love's picture then my eye doth feast, and to the painted banquets bids my heart. Another time mine eyes is my heart's guest, and in his thoughts of love doth share a part. So either by the picture or my love, thyself away art present still with me, for thou farther than mine own thoughts canst move, and I am still with them, and they are with thee. Or if they sleep, thy picture is in my sight, awakens my heart to heart's and eyes' delight. Yeah, I think people know that one too. At least I feel like they do. Let's see. Ooh, this has some stuff on it. Like the ink didn't totally dry or whatever. I'm trying to find ones that like people would just kind of know, but it's like I want to read. This one has a lot of ands. Let's read the one with like 15 ands. Tired with all these, for restful death I cry, as to behold desert to a beggar born, and needy nothing trimmed in jollity, and purest faith happily forsworn, and gilded honour shamefully misplaced, and maiden virtue rudely strumpeted. That's an interesting word, I should look that up. And right perfection wrongfully disgraced, and strength by limping sway disabled, and art made tongue-tied by authority, and folly doctor-like controlling skill, and simple truth miscalled simplicity, and captive good attending captain ill. Tired with all these, from these I would be gone, save that to die I would leave my love alone. I think I've heard that one. I've heard a lot of these. We had a whole Shakespeare unit when I did theater. It was my advanced drama class, and we had to find 2 Shakespeare monologues. The whole class was moping and groaning about it. Hello, car. The whole class was moping and groaning about it, and I was like one of the few that was like, yes. So I chose 2 monologues from Coriolanus. If you're familiar with the play, you'll know what I'm talking about. If not, I don't know. You just won't know what I'm talking about. I chose the one so we had to choose a funny one and a dramatic one. The funny one was from Coriolanus. I forget the character's name, but he was basically telling the people that the government that they were rebelling against was kind of like the body, and that the Congress was like the belly. And it was a lot of physical comedy, but it's also with like the inflection in your voice, and I actually knew that one more than the dramatic one. And the dramatic one was basically so the main character in Coriolanus is named Caius Marcius, and his mother was basically saying, I want my son to go to war, I want him to come back with scars and all this stuff, because that makes him a man, that makes him a soldier, like, because that's how it was. You know, you go to war in that particular time period, you come back with scars, and if you die in battle, you're considered a hero. And so she's basically saying my son is a hero. However, if you don't know the context of the monologue, it can get kind of misconstrued. And I had a number of people coming up to me after the monologue was done, asking, hold on, let me clarify, that's his mother? And I was like, yeah. They're like, oh, that's kind of creepy. She dotes on, Coriolanus' mother dotes on Coriolanus a lot. To the point where it's a little creepy, but it's Shakespeare. What do you want? There's a play where there's a dude who becomes a donkey, so I don't know what you want me to do about it. Excuse me. I do not like this. There's fires in California, so that's why I'm coughing. Welcome to asthma. And my nerd lungs, that's what I call my inhaler, is on the other side of the room, and I don't feel like grabbing it. Okay, I'm gonna snag maybe 2 more, and then I'll stop. This one caught my interest. This is number 91. I should have been reading off the numbers. Oh well. Some glory in their birth, some in their skill, some in their wealth, some in their body's force, some in their garments, though new-fangled ill, some in their hawks and hounds, some in their horse, and every humour hath its adjunct pleasure, wherein it finds joy above the rest. But these particulars are not my measure, all these I better in one general best. Thy love is better than high birth to me, richer than wealth, prouder than garments cost, of more delight than hawks or horses be. And having thee, of all men's pride I boast, wretched in this alone, that thou mayst take all this away, and me most wretched make. Again, I think I've heard that. There's a lot. Shakespeare gives a lot of fantastic things. Alright. Let's see, let's find one more. Let's do 144. Caught my eye. 2 loves I have of comfort and despair, which like 2 spirits do suggest me still, and the better angel is a man right fair, the worser spirit a woman's coloured ill, to win me soon to hell, my female evil. Haha, me? Up 10th my better angel from my side, and would corrupt my saint to be a devil, wooing his purity with her foul pride, and whether that my angel be turned fiend, suspect I may yet not directly tell, but being both from me, both to each my friend, I guess one angel in another's hell, yet this shall I never know, but live in doubt, till my bad angel fire my good one out. Ooh, I've never heard that one. That was a great one. A lover's complaint. Fantastic. And the glossary. Phoenix and the Turtle. I think these are the poems. Because if I'm not mistaken, he did write poems. Correction. He did write poems. Not I think. He did. I wonder if they have, like, translations for certain words. So, if you have listened this long, hello, glad you're still here. And to that, oh my gosh, I'll put my book back. That's not where it goes. Hold on, I'm struggling. Okay, you know what? I'll fix it later. So if you've listened this far, I will issue you a challenge, I suppose. So, if you can tell me, don't Google it, if you can tell me the language that Shakespeare was written in, I don't know what I'll do. I'll shout you out on Twitter. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll take a screenshot of your comment and I'll shout you out on Twitter. So, don't Google it if you know the answer. Yeah. It's okay if you don't spell it right, I'll know what you're talking about, but I do know the language it's written in. It's a beautiful language, and it's fantastic. So thanks for listening. Mwah. I will try to get that new series out to you ASAP. Like I said, just really working hard on it. Okay. Also, patrons, I'm going to be uploading your exclusive very soon, so yeah. And if you want to get exclusive Krissy Lizzy content, link is in the below to be a patron. You don't have to. It's just a cool perk bonus thing, and you get lots of cool stuff. And since I'm on the topic, thank you patrons. I'll be making a separate video specifically for them, probably right after I'm done recording this. So thank you all so much. Bye.